Hi, welcome back, guys. This is Pavan. In this video, we will be seeing some basic stuff about the page. What is page? Basically, page is nothing but your Chrome tab or any browser tab. For example, this is a tab. Okay, so this is normally we call it as the page. Okay, so this is another page. Okay, the total whole thing setup is called as a browser. Now we will see how to retrieve certain details from the page level. Okay, so already we have seen how to open a page. Okay, if you have not seen the video, anyway we will cover in this video as well, and how we can close the tab, basically the browser or the tab, you can close it, that we will see. And there are few other stuff that we will be seeing. Let's say, for example, let me visit google.com. Okay, here I have visited google.com. See here something you are seeing, right? Google. Okay, so this is the page title, or you can call it as a page heading, it doesn't matter. So this is called page title, and this is one thing that is related with the page, and there is another thing that is the URL. Okay, so this is two, and there is one more thing that you can do it with. Now right click and see view page source. Okay, right click and view page source. So this is the page's source code. Okay, so these three details you can retrieve because these are in a page level. These are not in elements or nothing. It's just when you open a page and when you go to some URL, these are the details that you can retrieve. Okay, so few details you can retrieve, and then you can close the browser or tab or the page, and then you can open it, or you can open it or close it. Okay, so this is what we are going to see in this video. Okay, let me go into PyCharm. Okay, let me create a new file. Okay, right click and a new and Python file, and you can give something like I'm going to give page level comments. Sorry, I'm going to refactor it. Refactor is nothing but just as many. Okay, refactor. Okay, so here we will be starting our coding. Okay, so as I always tell you, never try to import any packages manually. Okay, so first we have to start writing the Playwright. We know that we have to import Playwright, but instead of directly typing, we will be using the auto suggestions. That's the reason we are using a IDE. So we are using a PyCharm. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want Playwright, so I'm going to store this particular whatever I'm going to import in a Playwright. Okay, so first we have to bring Playwright. Okay, so here I'm going to use a sync Playwright. Okay, so now you got the import. Now we are writing in a sync mode, that's why we are using a sync Playwright, and then start it. Okay, now whatever we want to do, like open a browser or open a page, that we can do it from the page, sorry, Playwright. Here you can keep it as a P, that is also fine. Okay, but normal purposes we will be writing as a Playwright. This will go like 3 to 4 classes. After that we'll completely stop opening the browser itself. We'll try to see how automatically to open the browser using some fixtures. Okay, right now, so now I want to open the browser. Okay, browser equal to Playwright dot which browser you want. You want a Chromium or a Chrome or Firefox or WebKit or Safari or what, Edge. Okay, so we can open any browser that you might have viewed in the last video. Okay, now I'm going to go with the Chromium, the basic one, and then we have to say how we want this to be. Okay, now I want to launch this Chromium, but here I can give like whether I want to see the UI or not to see the UI. Okay, so I'm going to say launch, and I'm going to set headless equal to false. Here this means that I want to see the UI. Okay, fine. So now we are opening the browser. Now again we have to open a tab, or you call it as the page. Okay, So page equal to browser dot new page. Okay, this is how you open a tab. Now you have come here, we can go to a particular URL. How do you go? Page dot go to, and then you can provide the protocol and then the website name. Okay, so remember one thing, sometimes we use www, sometimes we don't. So it depends on what website you are using. Okay, because there are websites, okay, they will redirect. Even if you put www dot, it will redirect to this page, or even if you write this one, it will direct to www dot. Now the trend is that normally we don't use the www dot, but still it is there. Okay, even if you type, they will redirect it to this page. Okay, that is one thing. There are pages which does not redirect. Okay, in such cases you definitely have to use www dot. Okay, fine. Now we are going to the Google. Now let's start. So next step, we have to close the page. Okay, page dot close, and I'm going to run this thing. But for a moment's sake, what I'm going to do is, rather than closing, I'm going to add a sleep. This is I'm adding the sleep for just for the tutorial purpose. Okay, you shouldn't be using the sleep much, or I'll teach you how you can use the sleep in a better way. Okay, so I'm going to put it in a 2 seconds, so that you will know that the browser got opened. That is the reason I'm adding the sleep here. Otherwise what happens is that the moment it reaches, there is no other code, it just closes. Okay, fine. Now run it. It asking me for, oh, I guess it's gone. Okay, let me install it. I have installed, but somehow it's these are gone. Give it a second. So I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to continue once it completes. Okay, now it is completed. Okay, now I'm going to run it again. See, it opened Chromium. Okay, now it automatically got closed. Okay, most probably you cannot see this thing because of the webcam is here. Okay, otherwise normally there is one tab comes in and then it will close. Okay, so now here, let's say now I want to close it. Okay, previously it just opened and it automatically closed, but there will be places that where you want to intentionally close it. That's when we use this thing. Okay, so I'm going to remove it and I'm going to run it. Okay, now it's closed, right? Even if I put sleep, it will wait for 2 seconds and then close it. Now you may have a question, how do I know that it automatically closed or this one is closed? You cannot say. I don't know how we can confirm it. Basically, the moment we put page dot close, it will close. Okay, let's say for example, just to confirm it. Okay, page dot let's say go to https bing.com. okay, now already we have closed it, and if we try to go to here, it should fail. Okay, see, the browser seems to be closed, right? So now we are closing it, fine. But you may have a situation, you want to close it, but you are not sure whether you have closed it or not. So now you again want to close it. How do you do it? Because you don't want the exception to come, right? So what you can do is, you can write something like page dot is closed. Okay, this one you can take it or you can print it. Now if we run it, so let's say this is printing it here, right? Rather than this one, I'll store it in a variable. Let's say, let's call is closed. Basically it should be something like is page closed. be as descriptive as possible when you are giving the variable names. Okay, so I'm just going to print it, and then I'm going to say if this, then okay, if it is closed, then don't do it. If not closed, okay, if not closed, then what you can do it, you can run this thing. It should not give any error. See, the browser is closed, so it is not performing this operation. Okay, so instead of here I can put again close, just to make sure that it closes, in case some people might face that too much of memory occupying when too many browsers are getting opened. That time they can use this logic. Okay, so this is one thing. Now let's go back to our Google. Here you can see this title, right? So now we'll try to retrieve this title. Okay, let's say, how do you retrieve it? I'm going to remove this thing. Instead of this one, what I'm going to do is going to put a title. Okay, I'm going to print it. Now I should be removing these two. Okay, right click and run. It prints Google. Now some of you might think, this is page level, how does it know what is here? Because you might have heard about from me itself, the Playwright works on the page level. The page is only this level. How does it know? Yeah, that's a good question, and the answer is in the source code. Okay, if you go and see, search for title. Okay, so in source code something called title tag. Okay, in the headers there you can see something called title Google, and then it closes. Okay, normally title tag opens and you give the value and then closes. This is how the title reflects here in the first place. So Playwright does not retrieve it from here, it retrieves from the page source. Basically this code, whatever the source code you have, right, from here only it retrieves. Okay, so let's say for example somebody changed this thing somehow or hidden it, but still the Playwright will bring it from here only. Okay, so this is how the Playwright can bring the thing. So this is in a page level, right? So for every single page it keeps on different. So this is how it brings it. Next we can bring the URL also. How do we do it? Just instead of a title, okay, this is the page title, instead of a title you can bring URL. Okay, I'm going to say duplicate it, and then I'm going to write it as the URL. Again duplicate this thing and copy paste it. So first I need the title, and then I need the content. Okay, yes, see, you got it. Next we can bring the page content also. Okay, how I'm going to get page content equal to page dot content. Okay, so you can, using this thing, you can bring the content also, page content. Now right click and run. Now what this page content brings is the complete code, whatever we are seeing here. If you remember, here right click and view page source, whatever you are seeing here, right, this particular page content it is bringing down. Okay, here you can see the same thing is present. Okay, so this is where you may get little confused. Okay, because even I got confused when I was exploring this stuff. Normally when we say page content, we expect this content. Okay, because if you see in Selenium other automation tool, you have something called page source. Okay, that's what brings this one. Okay, in Playwright, page content means page source. Okay, so this is one place that you don't get confused. Okay, so this is how you can, open a page and open, what you call it, you can get the title, you can get the URL, and you can get the page content or page source. Okay, So let me tell you, this is title, okay, and this is URL, and this is page source or page content. How do you open it? Right click and page source. Okay, and one more thing, one more very important thing. Okay, let me bring it up a little more bigger. Okay, see here, whatever you are seeing, this is also your source code. This is a rendered source code. Okay, and this one is the raw source code. Let's say for example, they are using some functions or something like that. Okay, that will bring some code, okay, into the page. Those will not be present here, that will be present only here. Okay, the page source will bring from here only. So sometimes what you see here, okay, in the elements, and what you see here, both may not match. Okay, keep in mind, this one will not, bring, whenever they are calling a function, it will show that thing only, but it will not call the function and get the output. But here the function will be executed and it will bring up the content. That's what you will see here. That's why you will see more content here and very less content here. Okay, so in most of your applications it will be like way too less, maybe 20 to 30 lines of code only you will see here. Okay, not more than that. But here you will see lot of lines of code, maybe 1,000 lines of code. Okay, so this one we will be talking in coming lectures, how we can handle the elements and all. But as of now, know that how you can handle the pages. Okay, so that's all with this video. Thank you guys.